Alright everyone, welcome back to Cody's Lab. So I was just on my 2-mile afternoon walk to get in shape, and while going through this public park here, I noticed a mushroom coming up out of the sawdust. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a Coprinus comatus, or a shaggy inkcap mushroom. If so, it is rather exciting because this is a rather tasty mushroom, one that I've attempted to grow myself but have not yet been able to produce fruit. But here's a fruit right here. But of course, you don't want to just go around eating random mushrooms. You want to make absolute sure. So let's go through a quick identification here. Let's pull it up so we get a better view here. So there's the mycelium down on the bottom. The mushroom actually is underground. The actual body of the creature is these little threads. Many people say they're roots, but mushrooms don't actually have roots. They're not a plant. Anyway, the shaggy inkcap is called the shaggy inkcap because its cap has little scales, or kind of feathery like bits that peel away, giving it a shaggy appearance. And this mushroom very much does. When it's young, the cap of the mushroom should be bullet-shaped, just like what I have here. Very nice. If it's a little bit younger, it might be more spherical, but it should still be kind of off-spherical. And when it's older, it'll spread out into a bale. Now, so far we haven't positively identified this mushroom. There's still a couple of poisonous mushrooms that would still fit that description. So let's cut it open, because the shaggy mane mushroom should be hollow in the center, whereas the toxic mushrooms that have this appearance do not have a hollow center. Also, the cap should be attached to the stem only at the very top. So let's slice this open. Let's see what we got. Very nice. Okay. And that is very much a hollow stem. Nice. Now, another thing that we have here is you see how the gills on the inside of the cap are kind of turning a gray or black color. This is also identifying it as an ink cap because the gills, they dissolve. They self-digest very rapidly as they age, and also after they're picked. This is why you don't see these type of mushrooms in the stores very often unless they're dried, because they just don't have a shelf life that's very long at all. In fact, if I just left it like here like this, it'd be a puddle of goop within 12 hours or so. So let's have a look at this one that looks like it got crushed maybe earlier today. Yeah, so there's the gills there, and it's black like ink. But yeah, the cap is only connected at the top, so that's a positive identification. It's a shaggy ink cap, shaggy mane, Coprinus comatus. Very nice. I think I'm gonna go see if I can find any more, and then we'll head home and cook them up, see how it tastes. Here's another one. This one is much older though. It's opened up. It's already digested into the black goo and dried out in the sun. So this one is no longer edible. Still kind of interesting though. I'm just going to leave it here so the spores can get into the soil and make more mushrooms next year. I almost missed it. That looks like one right there. Ooh, it's very young. That's really kind of a good time to pick them, because they've had no chance to digest into the black liquid. Whoa, look at this monster. That's a big one. Look at that. It's as big as my hand. Unfortunately, it's older and has already begun to dissolve, so I'm not going to pick it. I'll just let it spread its spores, and hopefully we'll get more large ones like this. That's very nice. Too bad I couldn't get it a little bit earlier. So I just found another cluster of mushrooms. This is not the shaggy ink cap, but I think it's a related species. The common ink cap. Let's have a look. Split that in half. See, yeah, the stem's hollow. See, the gills are also digesting into a black goo. Yeah. So these should also be edible. I'm not 100% sure on the identification, so I'm not gonna eat them. I'm just gonna leave them here. But if you do decide to eat this type, do not consume it with alcohol, as they have a chemical which will interact and become toxic if taken with alcohol. The shaggy ink cap does not have that. So here's one that caught my attention. Looks like somebody has knocked it over and it's dried out in the sun. But nearby, I'm noticing here's one coming up out of the ground. It's much younger. Still edible. And I saw, there's one over here. There, that's perfect. Just like that. Oh, it's a rock. Got excited there for a second. There's one right here getting wet. Let's pull that out of there. That's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. There's some more right here. Oh, that is pretty. I'm going to get a picture of that with my phone here. I might be able to slice them up and dry it out if I don't decide to eat them. Okay, so here we are with the mushrooms back home. So now I'm just going to go clean these up, wash all the dirt off, etc. I got a little slicer here. Let's just cut them up into nice thin pieces. So now that I've got the mushrooms shredded into thin pieces, I'm going to lay them out on this tray here, just like that. And now I'll load these mushroom trays into the food dehydrator. Turn that up to a little bit of a high heat and start. The door's a bit broken. I can get the water out of them very quickly. It'll stop the digestion. And I'll be able to save the mushrooms for later. So while those slices are drying, I'm also going to cook a couple of the mushrooms fresh. Just tear it into pieces like this. Break that stem up as well. Add just a splash of oil and a pinch of salt. So, my standard mushroom cooking procedure. I know some of you don't like it, but what's works for me. So just kind of toss these around until they're cooked. Okay, so here we are. The mushrooms are now cooked. Let's give this a taste. That's some good mushroom. It like melts in your mouth. It's got a real good, strong, earthy, savory flavor. It's fairly similar to the oyster mushrooms, but the flavor is stronger and the texture is a lot less rubbery. The stem is still pretty rubbery, so that's fairly similar to the oyster mushroom, but still the flavor is much stronger. It's a lot like the difference between a pork chop and like a slab of prosciutto. So it's similar taste, but there's more taste there. So if you ever get a chance, definitely recommend this mushroom. Do your own research first though. Don't just take my word for it. I'm just a guy on the internet. Don't need that kind of liability. Mushrooms can be quite dangerous. But it's really a shame that they digest so rapidly, so they can't be stored. So you're not going to find this mushroom in stores. You might be able to find it in dried form. After all, I am drying some right now. That does preserve it. But like most things, they are better fresh. Here's what I've ended up with after they've been dried. Pretty good. Probably be able to add this to soup and stuff. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.